Hello boss babes and bosses out there. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to create a CV Tech Edition. Yes, you heard it right. Yung sa video ko kasi na to, I feel like that CV is more on pang freelancing side talaga. Like more on showcasing your portfolio and kung ano yung ginagawa mo as a freelancer. It's more on the creative side of things. Now, what I'm going to share with you is ito yung tinuro ng friend ko na nasa tech industry din. Recruiter siya. Sinend ko sa kanya yung CV ko and then marami siyang mga pina-remove na, pinadagdag kung ano daw yung mga dapat na nakalagay. So, I'm going to do that with you guys. But before I'm going to dive in sa part na yan, the first thing that I would like to share is my experience during the Big Meet. Yung Big Meet, it's like a career expo in the Philippines. May mga magaganda akong na-experience doon that I would like to share with you. And I'm gonna share with you like the market then sa tech here in Australia. If you are interested to that, then keep on watching. So, a quick backstory lang. Like, may naganap dito na Career Expo. And that event, tinawag nila the Big Meet. Ako ito, otso sarang palaka talaga sa grupo na always nag-hype bar na, uy, gawin natin to, gawin natin yan, yung mga ganon. Tapos, at the end of the day, kung sino pa yung nag-hype na gawin yan or pumunta dyan, siya pa mismo yung hindi nakakapunta. Yeah, that's me. That's super me. Pero hindi ko siya intentionally talaga na gusto yung mangyari. It's just like, nagka-conflict lang ba yung schedule, yung ganon. But you know what, guys? Before the Big Meet, ako yung nag-hype sa kagrupo ko ng international students. Kalaunan, na-convince ko sila na mag-join. Yung palapit na talaga yung Big Meet, hindi pala ako makapunta kasi pinapa-work ako sa day na yan. Like, my God, like how can I explain sa kanila na hindi ako makapunta? So yung sinabi ko, oh, I'm so sorry, hindi ako makapunta. Tapos sabi nila, magpupunta kami kasi sabi mo, punta ka, blah blah blah. Tapos ngayon, hindi ka makapunta. Like parang nag-guilty ako. Sabi ko, sige na nga, pupunta na lang ako. Tapos sasabihin ko na lang sa boss ko na may sakit ako. As a casual ako. So kung hindi ako mag-work, totally wala akong bayad. So the question now is, worth it ba kung mag-absent ako? Like 8 hours yung masasayang kung hindi ako mag-work, right? Now, I'm gonna share to you what really happened there, yung mga na-observe ko. May possibility ba makuha tayo doon sa Career Expo? Okay, so first thing, sa parang email nila or something, meron silang nilagay doon na quiet hour. Ito yung first hour na mag-open talaga yung Career Expo. Tinatawag nila yung quiet hour kasi wala daw masyadong tao pa niyan. So ito naman as an introvert girl, like sabi ko talaga sa kanila, let's go doon na quiet hour para wala pa masyadong tao and tayo yung unang ma-entertain. Pagpunta ko, wala pa yung kasama ko. Oh my God, ang taas na ng pila. Is this a quiet hour? And na-observe ko, ang dami talagang international students. Ang dami pang mga bata pa na pumunta doon. And meron namang mga Australian talaga, pero hindi masyado. Hindi ko masyado ma-feel yung process sila. More on mga international students talaga. Wala talaga kasi akong masyadong expectation versus reality kind of scenario. It's because parang hindi ako nakatry na mag-career expo. I remember now, parang may career expo before, nung college pa ako. Days before the graduation, like parang nag-held yung school namin ng career expo. But I'm not sure if nag-apply ako dun. Imagine 2012 pa yon. Like, I cannot remember now. So, ayun. Wala akong ini-expect. I asked my friend kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung susuotin. Meron bang guide when it comes to dapat bang naka-dress, naka-casual, or something like that. Dapat bang naka-black. Wala talaga akong alam. Nalaman ko lang on the day before na sabi yung friend ko na, huy, dala ka ng resume ha. Wala akong resume. I mean, meron akong resume, meron akong CV. But I know for sure that it's not good enough for corporate. It's because I'm looking forward sa mga IT companies and yung resume or CV ko, it's more on web and hindi ko gusto mag-apply as web. Gusto ko mag-try sa data industry. So, ayun siya, nagpa-print. Ako wala talaga akong dala. Like, for me, parang walk in the park, parang mag-observe kind of thing lang ako. And doon, pagpasok namin, may pa-free coffee. So, ang first talagang inuna ng tita nyo is yung free coffee. And then doon, nakita ko sa flyer nila na may mga IT companies. So, I think around 7 to 8 companies yung nandun. Pero I feel like 2 or 3 doon hindi din tumatanggap na international students. Yung mga table kasi nila. And even sa website nila, I hope ma-access ko pa yung website nila para mapakita ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga companies for tech, no? Pero naka-indicate na doon if nag-a-accept ba sila ng international student or hindi. Actually, marami kaming pinuntahan ng mga companies. Nag-a-ask kami about the graduate program nila. Unfortunately, yung mga gusto talaga namin pag-applyan, hindi pa sila tumatanggap ng international student. They are only accepting mga Australian citizens and yung mga PR na. So, ang tita nyo, hindi maka-apply doon. Pero there are also good mga IT companies then na they are welcoming international students. So, I'm just gonna focus on that, okay? And then, as what I have shared with you nga, ang daming international students. Kahit pa, hindi pa sila nakagraduate ng bachelor's degree or kung nag-master sila, nasa first trimester pa sila, nag-join na sila ng Career Expo. This is my first time and pag-graduate na ako. I feel like dapat pala first year ko pa lang dito, 2023, dapat sumali na ako ng Career Expo or nung 2024, dapat sumali na pala ako just to check the market ba? How's the market? Ano yung niche na always na may nagde-demand ng IT, yung ganun. Kasi na-amaze ako sa kanila, like, babata pa nila. Like, ha? Sumali na kayo, yung ganun. For me, I feel like, parang napakalit ko na palang sumali sa Career Expo, yung ganun. And one thing talaga na super na-amaze ako is yung ang dami nilang pa-merch. Every stall or every company na nandun, na nag-hire, may mga pa-merch sila na kung ano-ano, like mga tumbler, mga coffee mugs, mga highlighters, mga pens, notebooks, lollies, may mga pa-tote bags, may pa-sunblock. Ano bang mga nakuha ko? Kasi ang dami kong nakuha eh. I'm so sorry for the lighting. Iba yung light because of the weather. Anyways, ang dami nilang mga binibigay-bigay sa mga nag-ask about their graduate programs and kung ano yung mga job vacancies nila. And one thing pa pala, doon pala, hindi na necessary na magpa-print ka talaga ng physical document sa CV or resume mo. Because lahat ng application online, may pa-barcode na lang sila and then you are going to fill out the form there. And that's it. So, hindi technically need na magpa-print ka kung gusto mong mag-apply. So, tama din pala yung ginawa na tita. Okay lang na hindi mag-print. Okay lang na wala talaga akong dinala. Kundi ako lang. Sa ako lang talaga yung dinala ko doon. And kahit yung mga lollies nila, like yung wrapper ng lollies, may mga barcode doon. And then you are just going to scan the barcode sa lollies and then doon ka na mag-apply. Ayun, kumuha ka ng mga maraming lollies. Madami silang mga pa-flyers and then may mga barcodes. If you want to know more about this info, scan mo lang tong barcode na to. Yung mga ganun. Ganun yung mga galawan nila or ganun yung sistema nila dito. I'm so mind-blown. Like, ito pala yung experience na Career Expo sa first world country. It's like everything is so techy na. Kasi I'm not sure if ganun sa Pinas. Again, I really haven't tried. Parang wala akong experience. Kung meron man, hindi ko na maalala. Now, with that being said, meron akong mga companies doon na I'm so interested na mag-apply. And then, as what I have said with you, na I feel like right from the get-go talaga, I know that my CV is not that customized or hindi talaga siya naka-layout na pang corporate. So, I asked my friend, yung mention ko kanina, na si Camille, and sinabihan niya ako. So, I'm gonna list all of the things na sinabi or yung mga feedback niya sa CV ko. And let's do it. Let's change it. Hopefully, before the end of this day, makasend ako ng mga applications for the graduate program sa mga companies na nagustuhan ko. Here are the essential sections na dapat nating ilagay sa CV natin, especially sa tech industry. So, first section, ito yung contact information. So, what are the things that we need to include? Of course, your full name and then email address. So, dito sa email address, we should make sure na professional email address yung gagamitan. Hindi tayo maglalagay na something like cutipie123@gmail.com. That is so unprofessional. So, make sure na gumawa kayo ng email address na hindi siya pang judgment, kind of. The next one, if you have a LinkedIn profile. Kung maglalagay ka man ng LinkedIn profile, make sure na updated siya. If applicable then, kung meron kang GitHub or meron kang portfolio website or Kaggle, you can also include that. Pero kung wala, it's okay lang din naman. Pero you know what, it's really an edge, especially if you're still starting to have a sample ng gawa mo na pwede mong ipakita kay client. And then don't forget to put your phone number and then the location as well. So for the location, hindi siya necessary na complete address. Yung city and country, okay na yan. I-avoid natin na ilagay dito is yung mga personal details like age, the gender, religion, even the marital status. Like technically, hindi na siya necessary. So the next section na super essential is yung professional summary or yung tinatawag natin na career objective. So in this part here, very short lang siya. 2 to 3 sentence summary lang siya na ilalagay natin after our contact information. These should highlight your skills, experience, and career goals. So we should avoid using mga generic statements like for example, hard-working professional professional looking for an opportunity. So something like that. That is so broad and generic. We should use something specific. Let's say data analyst with expertise in Python, SQL, and machine learning, passionate about transforming raw data into meaningful insights. So something like that. And then we should also avoid using first person pronoun. Example niyan is, I am a data analyst. So hindi siya pwede. For the third section naman, skills natin, technical skills and soft skills, as well as tools na ginagamit natin or mga frameworks. So, what to include ba? For example, yung programming language, dapat ilagay natin kung ano yung mga alam natin. Let's say Python, Java, R, yung mga SQL, yung ganun. For tools, let's say Power BI, Tableau, yung mga ganun. By the way lang guys, I want to highlight this one kasi ito yung sinabi sa akin ni Kams na i-remove ko daw yung mga tools na hindi naman talaga related kasi naglagay ako doon ng mga tools na ginagamit ko for marketing. For the soft skills, let's say problem solving, teamwork, communications, yung mga ganun. For the fourth section naman, ilalagay natin work experience. If ever may work experience, kung wala ka pang work experience daw, sabi ni Kams, try daw kumuha ng mga internships or mga graduate programs, yung mga ganun. As of now, kasi wala pa akong work experience talaga sa data industry, sabi niya ilagay ko lang daw yung mga IT related kahit sa creative side. Sabi niya, ang first talaga daw is yung job title. Tapos sa baba ng job title, doon na yung company, post location, post date. So for the date, just the month and year lang. Hindi necessary complete date talaga yung may araw pa. And then the first line na ilagay daw, I'm describing the company. And then sa mga susunod na mga bullet points, ano yung mga na-achieve ko sa company? Like, ano yung impact ng trabaho ko sa company na pinagtatrabahuan ko? It should be quantifiable. Like, makikita talaga yung result. As far as I know, nagre-research din ako sa YouTube. We should also use mga power words like develop, optimize, led by, automated, yung mga ganun na mga words in creating our job descriptions or job responsibilities under sa company. Dapat naka-bullet points din siya. Emphasize mo lang talaga daw yung result ng trabaho mo sa company. So for the fifth section, na ilalagay natin is yung projects and portfolio. So maganda to, especially if wala daw experience pa. Ang i-include daw ano yung project title, technologies na ginamit. The next bullet point is pagde-describe mo kung ano yung project, what the project does. And of course, don't forget to put a link sa project. Kung wala kayong malagay na link, hindi na lang daw siya i-include. The sixth section, don't forget to include the education. Ang format nito is kung ano yung degree, the school name, the location, and then graduation year, or kung ano yung expected year na mag-graduate. So for example, for me, Master of Information Technology, Kaplan Business School, Brisbane, Australia, 2025. I-avoid na daw ang paglagay pa ng high school education, and kung pwede, i-include yung GPA, grade mo, kung ano talaga yung overall grade. The next thing, after education, you can also include the certifications and training. Especially here in Australia, kahit pa naka-master ka or PhD, you should have certifications talaga sa specific niche talaga na gusto mo. Mas matimbang talaga sa kanila kung meron kang certification na maipakita. Then don't forget to put the link kung saan yung certificate mo makikita. And avoid putting irrelevant certificates and mga outdated courses na mga na-take mo. Next section naman is yung awards and achievements. Kung meron ka lang natanggap mo recently, then you can also include that. Pero for example, meron kang natanggap na, let's say, award, pero hindi naman talaga siya related sa pinag-a-applyan. Let's say, nakatanggap ka ng award na Best Dancer Award. So it's so irrelevant, right? So hindi na siya i-include dapat. The next one naman na section is yung language. This is optional. Kung English lang yung alam mo, then you should not put it na lang. Pero kung for example sa akin, dalawa yung alam ko, English tsaka Filipino, so I can mention that one. If for example, meron ka pang ibang languages, like lagyan mo na lang ng fluent or native. For English, let's say fluent. For Filipino, native, or kung marunong kang mag-Korean or something, it depends kung ano yung level
level of proficiency. Tama ba yung proficiency? Ilalagay mo siya kung gaano kagaling doon. The last but not the least na ilalagay is yung reference. But Camille said to me, ilalagay ko na lang daw na available upon request. But I have to make sure na meron na akong references ready, like mga past managers ko or yung professor. The thing that we should just always make sure na i-keep in mind natin while creating the CV daw is that dapat a few seconds lang pagtingin ng recruiter or ng employer sa CV natin, dapat automatic nilang magigets kung ano daw yung role natin. And then, hindi daw necessary na ilagay natin yung photo natin, like ID photo. And then, we should have a clean CV. Like, dapat hindi gumamit ng mga fancy fonts. And then, maximum na yung 2 pages.
That's it na siguro. I really hope na okay na. Hopefully, may mag-reply. I'm really hoping na at least makatanggap na lang ako ng invitation for interview. Kasi I feel like kahit ma-invite ka lang for an interview, I think that's already a big deal. Kasi sa kadami-dami ba naman ninyong nag-apply, nasali ka sa short list na i-interview nila. And I think that's already a good indication na okay yung CV mo, okay yung cover letter mo, siguro, no? I just really hope and pray na makakuha tayo na graduate program for the data industry, and hopefully worth it yung pag-absent ko. Thank you so much for being with me. If you are still watching up until here, I really do appreciate that. I really hope na meron kayong natutunan when it comes to crafting the CV na pang tech talaga. I'm not sure, I feel like hindi lang to pang tech advice. I feel like even if hindi sa tech, pero pang corporate na layout siguro. I really hope you find this valuable, and let me know if you have more questions with regards to anything about life except for love life. Charot! If you like this kind of video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page at BossapPH, and don't forget to follow us on our Instagram accounts as well at BossapPH and at Bricksui, and our LinkedIn page at BossapPH and yung personal account ko at Bricksui. And yeah, hope to see you on my next one. Bye!